So I've just taken a seat right underneath this tree, right? Because I was walking back and the body's like, yeah, I think you should take a seat right there. I've sat here before, you know. Tell you what, I'm feeling good, you know. And I feel like I'm looking good too. That's how I feel, you know, compared to how I was looking before in the other videos. You know, just a few days ago when I was eating veggies, I just feel like I'm looking a lot more like myself, a lot better. My skin just looks way clearer. And I feel like I'm just glowing, you know. That's how I feel on the inside, and that's why I feel happy. You know, it's why I feel like how I look on the outside, you know, because whatever's going on within my body, my liver is getting some time to actually, you know, recover. You know, it's got time to fix, like I was saying before, everything that's been going on within my body. It's probably been detoxifying a lot of stuff that I've been putting in from the veggies and from everything else I've been ingesting. You know, too much sugar, not ideal. I'll keep saying it. Too much sugar is not ideal. Carbohydrates turn into sugar. You know? And then your insulin spikes, and then you get these dopamine hits, and then you get come down, and you need more sugar, the more dopamine that you're going to come down. You know, it's what it is. It's an addiction. People have, you know, other types of addictions. You know, it's the same thing with food. You know, you get a food addiction, you get a carbohydrate addiction. You know, there's other people out there who are addicted to other things. You know, substances. You know, but that's just the same as being addicted to carbs. It's not the same as being addicted to carbohydrates, but it's similar. You know, you're still chasing the high, because all you do when you take a substance, you know, or, you know, you have something that makes you feel good from a drink or from substance or from food, it's really just a dopamine hit in your mind. You know, a big dopamine hit though, if you're having sugar, you get a huge one, mad dopamine hit through the roof. You know, and then, like I said, you'll have that little drop after half an hour. Then you'll need some more of a sugar high, and then you'll have a drop. And then you need more of a sugar high. Same with the coffee. Coffee's the same thing, you know. But coffee, just to let y'all know, if y'all be drinking coffee, you don't just get, you know, a little bit of dopamine hit from it, which you do. That's why people think they have a mental sharpness on the coffee. But, you know, not just that. If you're having the coffee, you know, coffee and teas also have anti-nutrients in them. You know, so you might be having your coffee and you might be having your tea, but because they're plants, they've got anti-nutrients, so they're going to stop you from absorbing your proteins and your zincs and your calciums and your magnesiums and your good fats that's essential for the body. So if you're having loads of coffee, even just one coffee, if you're having loads like most people that have 2, 3, 4 a day, you're mineral deficient. Okay, you're mineral deficient. And then your body's not getting what it's meant to be getting from the food you're eating. You may be thinking you're eating healthy, you may be thinking you have a balanced diet, and on paper, you know, you may have a balanced diet, but it's not about what you eat. It's not about the calories you're eating. It's about the calories you're absorbing. You know what I mean? It's about the calories you're absorbing. Okay, that is the main factor here. That is how you really get to an optimal level with your health. You know, that's why I say here, but eating only meat, not just meat, pure meat from the farm, a farm, or just somewhere that has the animals in a natural state outside in the sunshine, eating what they're meant to be eating. Chickens and animals and pigs and goats being raised the way they're meant to be eating. Okay, and only eating that is going, your body's going to eat it and your body's going to absorb it. This is like I was telling my housemate earlier. I was telling him earlier that, you know, when I was eating fruits and vegetables, or, you know, if you're eating wheat because he eats a lot of Nutri-Grain, You know, because I was telling him about wheat. You know, that is what you're told to eat. You're told to eat a lot of wheat. You know, you're told to eat a lot of grains. You're told to eat a lot of fiber, which is doing the opposite of what you think it's doing. It's cancelling out the good foods that you're eating, like the proteins and the meat and the eggs. It's cancelling that out. So it's not about calories in and calories out. It's about the food you're absorbing, okay? Because that is what's going to fuel your body. So if you're eating, say, 6 eggs, you're absorbing all of those 6 eggs because you're just eating 6 eggs. You don't have these other anti-nutrients in, so you're actually going to get the energy from the eggs that you're eating. You know, you're eating a steak or you're eating this, you're eating that. You're going to absorb it if you're doing the right things. If you're not having the coffees, you're not having the teas. You know, you're not doing the plants and the veggies, especially the veggies. You know, they've got the most anti-nutrients in them. So, you know, that's not ideal at all. At all. You don't want to live off that. You know, me personally, I don't want to live off that. You know, it's not a natural way to live. You know, I mean, for some of you might want to live like that. You maybe want to have, you know, your coffees and your teas and go for these, like, and you maybe want to have your carbohydrates and go for that. You know, always be hungry. You know, but I don't want to do that because I've been doing that and it ain't working. And for me personally, because I'm training all the time, I've got to eat. And like when I've got to eat, I've got to eat. For me personally, like when I got to eat, there's nothing else in the world matters about other than me eating. You know, when I'm eating carbohydrates and insulin, you know, that is all I can think about because it's a craving, it's an addiction, and I don't want to be living in an addicted state. I want to be living right now like how I'm living. Like I said, I've only been doing this for 3 days, but I've done it before. And it's just a way more ideal way to live. You know, it's an optimal way to live. And like I've been saying here on this channel a while, optimal living. You know, and not only optimal eating. Once you start eating optimally, you start living optimally, you start moving optimally. You know, life just gets better. Life gets better. You know, that is just a fact. Because I'm at a stage in my life where, you know, I've just realised so many things. And I've got to a stage where I know where I want to be. I know what I want to do. And whereas before, I didn't really know where I wanted to be. I didn't really know what I wanted to do because of all the food that was inside of me. You know, there was too much food taking up too much energy from my mind. You know, it was using that energy to try to fix the stuff that I was putting in it that wasn't meant to be put in it. You know, taken away from the healthy happiness that you now see, that I can see in front of me. And this isn't even this isn't like the full extent. This is just 3 days into it. But for me, I'm at least feeling good about it. You know what I mean? I'm feeling good about where I'm at. You know, only 3 days in. You know, and I know I keep going and I continue to feel good. You know, and I just want to continue. You know, and just go with it, stick with it. You know, because I tried out the rest. You know, but I know what's the best. I didn't mean to be rhymey and cheesy and rappy there. You know. Now, before I even said, I was like, should I even say that? I said it anyway. You know. But it's real though. I've tried loads of things, and you know, I know what is optimal. I know what the proper human diet is. You know, and I know how I feel, how I've felt, where I've been, where I'm at, and you know, ultimately where I'm going and where I want to go. And it all just comes down to a few basic things. Sunshine, okay, getting the early morning sunshine, getting the sun going down, eating clean foods, clean water, and that's it. And everything else falls in place once those 3 things get down packed. Nature, sun, clean food. Oh, and training. Nature, sun, clean food. Oh, I don't know. Call it nature, clean food, and training. Because nature is sun, air, outside, walking. Same with training, that's walking, exercising. And yeah, that's it. That's all it takes for me to be healthy and happy. I try to keep it basic. Try to keep it basic for myself. And I try to keep it basic for you guys. Because in this day and age, sometimes it can be not so basic. There's so many different views and different viewpoints about this and that and everything else. And it can get to be a lot. But if I keep it basic with you guys, then if you choose to follow along, you can keep it basic for yourself. Nature, clean food, training. So basic. Maybe I get some shirts printed up one day. Nature, clean food, training, or some type of catchphrase with a logo on it. Because that's what I'm about. That is literally what I'm about. Literally, nature, food, and training, clean food, farm food, unprocessed food, naturally raised food. Healthy, happy animals in a healthy, happy state. Just like a human, like how I feel right now. Right now, sitting here on this, filming this, I feel like a healthy, happy human. We're all meant to feel like this, and there's levels to it. You can even be healthier and happier, and then more and more, the more you keep at it, the more I keep at it, so that is where it's at. That is where I'm at. Oh, a little crack back there. Oh, another crack. Oh. So I've got a bunch of drumsticks coming. Alright, I bought I think it was 10 packs of drumsticks. Pretty sure, yeah, it was 10 packs of drumsticks that I got coming. And the look of the drumsticks, even compared to the ones I've been getting now, and the ones I've been getting now are super, they're the best ones I've found so far in the supermarket. Because they're in the supermarket, in the normal supermarket, Coles. But they also sell them at the organic places for almost double the price of what they sell them at Coles. But I went online and found them at Coles and been getting them delivered at the house. And that so far is the best chicken I've found, the cleanest chicken I've found. Cooking it, eating it, I can smell the chicken when I cook it. It smells like chicken, But the other chicken that I was buying, that $3 chicken, and other chickens I've bought in the past, they don't smell like chicken. You're cooking it and it just smells like a dead animal, really. It smells like a dead animal. It doesn't smell like the ones that I've cooked anyway, just smell like a dead animal. I don't even want to eat it. There's a smell to it. I even remember cooking that chicken just recently, that $3 chicken, and I had 20 to 30 kilos of it in my freezer that I just literally got out the freezer one day and chucked it in the bin recently, about a week ago. All of it just in the bin, because the last time I ate it and body told me the truth about the chicken, like it has many times before. And then my mind was like, here you go again, here's those thoughts again, because you ate that chicken again that wasn't raised properly, that was fed some stuff that it shouldn't have been fed. So I just chucked it all in the bin, 20 to 30 kilos worth of chicken wings. Okay, so what I was saying anyway about the chicken is the chicken that I have been buying is the best chicken that I've found so far. But the chicken that I have coming tomorrow or the next day, even looking at the chicken online, she holds it in both of her hands like that, and it just looks like the cleanest chicken from back in the day, from like when I was a kid type of chicken. You know what I mean? Because all the chickens these days that I have bought, they just look different. You know, they look full of fluid, and you can smell it. Like, just smell the food that you're cooking. If you smell it and you're excited to eat it, and the house smells like just a home cooked, natural, like just deliciousness meal. Even my housemate's been commenting on the chicken that I've been cooking. He's like, man, that smells so good. You know, because he can obviously smell it. It's a top quality chicken, the one that I've been getting. But I think the stuff that's coming from the farm is going to be even better than that. I'm thinking anyway, because I've looked at it. Like I said, I've eaten the eggs, and the eggs are the best ones I've found so far. And I'm pretty sure this may or may not be the best chicken I've ever eaten. But we're soon going to find out. And I'll know when I cook it and when I smell it. You know, but all the stuff, at least in Australia, that you buy from the supermarket, you know, it's got loads of stuff in it, and it's not ideal for the body. And I've tried all the chickens from there, even the free range organic chickens. I've tried them, you know, and it just doesn't sit with me well. It just doesn't. So, you know, my followers from like the States and, you know, overseas, I've tried food from the States before, you know, and I feel like the food in the States is a lot cleaner. Even when I was going to the supermarkets, you know, to buy food, the food felt cleaner over there, you know, compared to here. The quality of the meat feels better in the States, you know, and even following people, you know, from the States, you know, on the tube or a few other places, you know, I don't know, from personal experience from me going to America like 2 or 3 times, eating the food there, coming back and then eating the food, the Australian food quality, you know, it differs a fair bit, you know, but I wasn't really going to farms in America and eating the farm food. I feel like that would be even better, you know, I don't know. But I've never eaten direct farm food in Australia before either, up until recently, you know, and up until pretty much now. I've never really got food directly from the farm. I've always went to the shop to get the food, and some of the food said it was from the farm. I've never got it directly from the farm. So this is the first experience for me. You know, the eggs that I sold at the shop that I've been getting have been from the farm, but I haven't got directly from the farm. You know, so even the other day, you know, I started incorporating milk again, and I won't do that again, but I did start incorporating milk, raw milk I got, you know, actual raw milk. And, you know, I got it from the guy from the actual farm. He came in on his thing, on his ute with all the milk, and I got it directly from the farm, you know, so, you know, but it's not just about getting it from the farm, because there's different types of farms, there's different types of qualities of farms, there's different types of ways they raise the animals on the farm. Some people have different values, some people, you know, have different ethics in regards to raising animals. Some people are all about that, some people are about trying to keep it regenerative, some people, you know, use different grains. Some people have sheds for their chickens and for their cows. Some people don't let their chickens or cows or goats in sheds at all, period, and they just keep them outside the whole time. You know, sometimes they get the chickens and the cattle and the goats, and they, you know, keep them in the same place for diversity. You know, some people feed them grains, some people feed them organic food. You know, some people let the chickens and stuff eat the natural habitat of like insects and bugs, which is, you know, like how the chickens are meant to be eating. You know, they're meant to be eating chickens and bugs, really. But technically, they're not really meant to be eating even organic food. You know, but that's what I'm saying. People that, you know, say it's organic, it is organic. They are feeding them their organic food, but it's still not the natural way to eat. You know, because naturally in the wild they're not getting fed organic food. They're eating insects and bugs. You know, and if someone has a big enough farm and a big enough bit of land, you know, the animals can eat their natural food they're meant to eat. Like cows are probably just meant to eat grass. I don't know nothing about diet, about cows, chickens, goats, and stuff like that. I'm not a farmer personally, you know, but I'm only going off what I've read. You know, this isn't from personal experience being a farmer. I'm only going off what I've read and what I've seen on in a lot of these websites. You know. And I know the organic chicken that I get, that I've been getting, that I said so far is the best quality chicken I've been getting, they do feed them organic food, which tastes a lot better than feeding grains. and they are, you know, have organic practices, and there is no, you know, GMOs and pesticides, and they don't give them antibiotics and stuff like that. So it's the best stuff I've found so far. But this other place I'm getting it from, you know, lets them eat off the land, you know, the insects and the bugs. And the chickens are actually in there with the cows and with the goats and with the sheep, like all roaming around in the same joint. So there's diversity, which is apparently good for them, you know. And the slogan on the eggs that I eat and the beef and the chicken I'm getting from is no nasties, no nonsense. That's their slogan. You know, they are living by regenerative farming. And to be honest, going on the website, right, feels good. It feels right. Okay, like I was saying to you guys before, you know, if it feels right, you know, you got to go with your feeling on it. Not just with your feeling with food, but feeling with people. You got to go with your feeling with food as well. You got to go with your feeling with, you know, where you're working. You got to go with your feeling for your work environment. You got to go with feeling for interacting with people. You know, you can feel what people are feeling. Even when I go on websites and stuff, like for real, like facts. If I go on a website, I can feel like the certain, you know, whatever you want to call it, energy or vibration of the website. If I get a text message from someone, I can feel the certain energy or vibration that that person's currently feeling. You know, because when you start eating clean and you don't have all that stuff in your system, you know, you can see these things for what they are. You can feel these things for what they are. You know, your body starts working how it's meant to be working. When you're drinking clean, purified water, you know, all these systems within your body. I don't want to get too deep into it because, you know, that could be a whole nother subject. But, you know, you just function how humans are meant to function. But a lot of people out there, you know, just don't know how to function optimally, ideally, because of all the stuff that's in the food, that's in the water, that they're being surrounded by. You know, the people they're hanging around, because they're all eating similar food, they're all drinking similar water, so they're all feeling the same, and they're just not feeling light and in tune with things. You know, but the place that I get my eggs from, even going on the website, you know, I can just feel the happiness behind it, and I can feel whatever you want to call it, the energy or the vibration behind that place. And when I eat those eggs, I feel it every day, you know, and I can just, yeah, I don't go by what is said, you know, because what is said is, you know, what is said is just, it's what is said, that is all. It doesn't mean it's true, it doesn't mean it's fact. I go by the feeling of it, you know. You know when someone's, you know when someone's telling the truth. You know when someone's being factual because you can feel it. It's a feeling. And if someone says that they're happy, or someone says that, you know, things are like this for them, but you feel the opposite way about it, go with your feeling about it. Because a lot of people say that they're, you know, that, you know, I don't want to get too much about other people, but, you know, a lot of people say things. A lot of people say things. You know, they say things that they're not feeling. You know, but they may say it to try to feel a different way about it. You know, which is fine. You know, people can do whatever they want to do. I've done that before too. Like I said before, I used to be in sales, so I used to have to put on that all the time, no matter how I was feeling, because you just got to do that when you're doing sales. So I understand some people do just do it just to try and make themselves feel better. You know, I get that. But at the same time, vibration, or if you want to call it energy, or if you want to call it, you know, us being animals, because that's also another thing. We're animals. It's instinctual. I like to say that more than vibration and energy. You know, it's instinctual. It's animalistic. If I'm an animal, say in the wild, and there's another animal in the wild, say call it another human being, that's another animal, you know, and, you know, I feel a certain way when I'm around that other animal, and I can feel what they're going through. You know, you can call that energy, you can call that vibration, or you can call it, you know, animal instincts, because it is your animal instinct knowing, okay, that person's feeling a certain way, so I'm just gonna, you know, just going to keep doing my own thing in my own way, just leave them be, do what they're doing, because I know how they're feeling. I don't want to exchange or go near that, so I'm just going to keep doing my thing, but that's what animals do out in the wild, if you think about it. If you get a lion, or if you get anything, a gazelle, a dog, a bird, a chicken, a cow, the cows know, or the animals know something's up. They just know. It's an instinct. Dogs know, cats know. They know these things if something's going on. Even if we don't know it, they've got different senses to us. If it's a healthy dog, anyway. If it's a dog that, maybe a dog in the wild, or if it's like a lion in the wild, they're in tune with their instincts. They're in tune with what's going on. Like, they just know, because you have to know when you're in the wild. Just like us, we're animals. We have to, like, if you actually get back to our roots, and we were out in the wild, we didn't have all these houses, we didn't have all these cars, we didn't have all these phones and all these other, luxuries, so-called luxuries that we have these days, which they are luxuries, to be fair. I'm blessed and I'm lucky, and you're lucky. Everyone's lucky to be living in this environment that we live in, because, I say all this stuff about living in the wild and living way back in the day, it would have been healthy and happy, yes, but there's also, stuff that would have been, a lot of stuff that would have been a lot different. You would have had to really, have it in you to make it back then, because it was a different game back then. Well, really, it's the same game we're playing now, except I don't even want to call it a game. Don't worry, I don't even want to call it a game, but it's pretty similar to what we're doing now, except, it's a different way of living. But essentially, what I'm trying to say is, we still have that animal inside of us. We still have those animal instincts inside of us. You know when something's going on. Like, if you're walking down the street and something's happening, you can feel it. Like, if there's a situation going on, you can feel the situation before you even get there. Everyone's there staring at the situation. If there's 50 people in the same situation, and then there's like something going on, everyone's looking at the situation because they can feel it internally. There's an animal instinct within inside of you telling you what you should do in that scenario, because we're animals. We're domesticated animals. We may be human, but we are animals. So when a lion's looking at another lion, or a lion's looking at a gazelle or something to eat for dinner, the gazelle or the lion can feel something's there. Something's there. Just like a human can feel that something's there, or something, maybe it doesn't seem right. But just pay attention to how you feel, because how you feel is the real key. But to get in tune with how you feel, you got to get in tune with. You got to get your system clean. You got to get your internal organs clean. You got to get your mind clean. You got to get all that stuff that's in the food, all that stuff that's in the water. You got to be, in your own selfish self. You got to be hanging around people that are similar to you, that have a similar mindset. Or attracting people to you, might I say. You don't have to be hanging around them. You can attract them, and eventually you can probably hang around them. But you got to get around those people, because that is where it's at. That is where it's at in that regards. But if you're doing the opposite, and your internal system's not working, then your animal instincts aren't working properly either, and then your energy instincts, or your vibration instincts, or whatever you want to call it, ain't on par. So you can't go about it in a natural way like we're meant to. Which, to be honest, is what is out there for us. That's what's been put in front of us, by whoever. That's what's been put in front of us, But if you know about these things, then you can move in a certain way. You know what I mean? You can move in a more natural direction, and you can try your best to do your best to get to where you got to get to. So that's all I can say about that. I won't get into that too much. It's starting to rain though, and like I said, The rain's not affecting me. I feel good out here in the rain. I feel like it's natural out here in the rain. You know, my top's off. I'm feeling warm because I ain't got no carbohydrates in me. You know, that's taken too long. You know, so I'm outside feeling good. You know, either way, it could rain right now, like fully rain, I'd be fine. You know, so it's a nice feeling. uh, real nice feeling. Speaking of dogs, you know, anyway, doesn't matter. Should probably head home right now anyway. I'm gonna head home because the clouds are getting dark. Even though I said I'm not fussed about the rain, it probably looks like it's gonna. I don't know. It sounds like it's gonna storm, so I'm gonna get out of here. Let's do this.